Good afternoon. The November 10th meeting of the Oklahoma City Water Utilities Trust will be in order. First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the October 27th meeting.
Move approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the October 27th meeting. Are there questions, additions, corrections? Hearing none, minutes are approved. Next item is the consent docket. There's a couple items on the consent docket that we want to pull out because we have presentations to be made on. The first one is item 3C. It's the consultant's review of the raw water transmission line, the new one from Lake Atoka.
Good afternoon. Actually, I want to give you a little update on where we are in this whole process with the second Atoka pipeline. I'm going to do a little brief outline of what our current system looks like. I'm going to talk about what the role of the system engineer is and what he has been doing this past couple of months, as well as what the design engineers will be doing and their particular roles within this process. The Atoka pipeline is currently a 60-inch pipeline made of concrete that has 6 pump stations on it that brings water from Lake Atoka to Lake Draper. And we also have a McGee Creek pipeline, which is a steel pipeline that consists of about 17 miles of 72-inch and 66-inch pipe with the pump station at McGee Creek. On this second Atoka pipeline, we'll be concentrating on just the Atoka to Draper stretch. The system engineer so far has been working on the following items: the full design-ready topographical survey, which I'll go into a little more detail in a couple of minutes. They've been doing operational hydraulic modeling to further refine the operations of the pipeline and to assist them in the design of the pump stations as well. Out of that hydraulic modeling, they're going to be preparing design manuals and putting together design standards and the pipe design itself. The design standards will contain items that you will typically find in any big-inch pipeline job wherever in the world, and it serve as a guide for the design engineers to help them in their design of their segments. They're also taking a look at the best ways to pre-purchase the pipe. They have interviewed 5 or 6 pipe manufacturers that deal in big-inch steel and concrete pipe. And we went over that with them, and we're still talking about the best ways to purchase the pipe. They're also taking a look at sequencing the construction for the pipeline, as well as packaging them up into manageable bid sections. For the survey, they have 2 teams of surveyors that are going out and doing a survey starting roughly at the middle of the pipeline. One team is working their way toward the northwest. The other team is working toward the southeast. The squares that you see are just a series of benchmarks or new monuments that they will be setting in order to further nail down the survey and give us a more accurate depiction of where the pipeline may be. The survey pins will take a look at this, will look like this. They will have the City of Oklahoma City on there with a control station on it, as well as the purpose of the monument, which is for the Atoka pipeline. In September of this year, they set the first monument right there off of Highway 99, there north of Ada, to begin the process of benchmarking and the survey. The teams have been working pretty hard these past few weeks. This week, this shows the areas where they will be working in to further the topographic survey, where they will be doing, taking some data on more specific items and marking where every feature will be along the pipeline. Poe and Associates is going to the northwest, and Johnson is going toward the southeast. And they report that any interaction between landowners that they have come across has been fairly positive. Design engineers, for item 3C today, we have 8 pipe segments. The one between Kanawha and Stonewall, we have Kanawha and Macomb, we have broken into 2 sections because it was a very long stretch of pipe. And we have combined the South Canadian River crossing with one of those sections depicted in yellow. So we still have a total of 8 design engineer consultants. The design engineers will be doing the design for the entire segment that they are assigned to, which includes plans and specifications. They will also be providing bidding services for whichever segments or sections within their segment, depending upon the packaging that the system engineer comes up with. They'll also be providing construction administration, as-builting services, and another thing that we have requested for each design engineer to do is to provide their own resident inspection. And with that, I will take any questions.
Any questions?
So where are we then in the process of selecting everyone?
So on your agenda today, item C is the selection of the design engineers who will work with the system engineer. We're very excited to bring that to you today. Again, the system engineer is doing a lot of work, as Larry explained. We're working to determine how we might best engage local construction contractors in the process, and that's why we're spending so much time on the packaging and looking at the pipe material procurement process and how to best accomplish that to work with in constructability.
Okay.
So we're pretty excited to be at this point.
Yeah. This doesn't have anything to do with the pipeline for now, but one of the maps you showed, if you go back, can we go back in the presentation? I have a question. Something occurred to me when
This map?
yeah, this one right here.
Yes, sir.
Can you show me where on this map, based on our negotiations so far with the tribes and the lawsuit, the take point would be
For
Sardis?
Sardis, that would be, well, I can't move my mouse.
If it is on this map, I understand it's not going to go to McGee Creek. It's going to go directly to Lake Atoka. Okay. 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 Thanks. Any other questions? Any other comments? Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then if I could share a little bit of information about item K, which is a further discussion of how to serve our unbanked customers who don't have banking accounts or quick access to banking. In April of this year, Aqua authorized staff to pursue alternatives to our walk-up service at 420 West Main, our walk-up counter, along with ways to make unbanked customers, to give better access at a reasonable price to our unbanked customers who want to pay by walking up to one of the many kiosks in town. So item K changes our agreement with U.S. Payments LLC for PaySite kiosks and allows Aqua customers to not pay the $1.50 fee they pay currently outside of 420 West Main in return for beginning our process of further closing our walk-up counter. Since we talked with you in April, we've implemented Alan McDonald's here, and if you have specific questions, but we've implemented a service where we provided information to the customers about where the kiosks are, all the options they have available. We've helped people with using our phone application. We've helped people walk them through how to use the pay kiosk while they're standing with them. We've added a second kiosk in the building behind our doors on the first floor. And that will, we think, move to the lobby at a date in the near future, all in preparation. So over the years, our customer, we were seeing at one point about 4,000 customers. That dropped to 2,000 and then subsequently dropped to around 1,000. Last month, it was 270 customers. So we feel pretty good about what we accomplished in terms of the transition for customers. Our next steps, once we have this once we have this contract approved, will be to schedule out the details of how to close the first floor and not surprise people and we will have opportunities and information for them to get people from our staff available to help folks again as we dwindle to as few walking in as possible. It's a big change for us, but I think we've handled it responsibly.
Do we have a motion on the consent docket?
Move we approve the consent docket?
Second.
Motion and a second to approve it. Are there any items beyond the two that we've already discussed that need to be discussed separately? Hearing none, voting please. Consent docket's approved. No concurrence docket. No items for individual consideration. Do we have items from comments by trustees? We have general manager report. Citizens to be heard. We're out of here. 2:12. Thank you.